As we've seen from Frida Marston's watercolours, the artworks were representational rather than abstract in style. Unlike posters, the artwork for carriage prints was very realistic in its treatment of landscape and composition. Large areas of flat, bright colours were far better suited to the bigger poster designs, where visual impact was a key consideration. But not all the travelling public appreciated the modern use of flat, gaudy colour in poster art, as can be easily deduced from a poem by M.E. Durham, published in the Manchester Guardian in the 1920s, which humorously tells a lamenting Cockney rhyme entitled "A Plaint to the Poster Artist." Oh, I want to see the country like when I was a boy, when the sky was blue and the clouds was white, and the green fields was a joy. I want to see the country, but the posters seem to show the country ain't no more the place like what I used to know. For the sky's pink, and the fields are mauve, and the cottages all turn yellow, and the sheep all green or tangerine, enough to stun a fella. Oh, I want to see the country, I wouldn't mind where I went to, as long as I knew the trees weren't blue, and the cows all turned magenta. The commissioned artists would have agreed with the public to at least recognise the subjects depicted. The quote of Count Tolstoy sums this up rather admirably. To say that a work of art is good, but incomprehensible to the majority of men, is the same as saying of some kind of food that it's very good, but most people can't eat it. Whatever anyone's opinions of styles was during this time, there was certainly no room for the current forms of modern abstract art, where the artist would take a paintbrush, flick paint onto a canvas, take a cloth and create patterns with the cloth, and sell the cloth for £3 million. Although there was limited scope for alternative styles during this period, there was plenty of scope for artistic licence. Awkward trees were left out or painted in. Buildings were moved to help the composition. Unsightly objects were omitted, and in the south it was invariably sunny. As Picasso succinctly stated, an artist must convince others of the truth of his lies. Or perhaps this was just a pigment of his imagination. Ronald Maddox, one of the artists and former president of the RI, told me that the fee paid for producing these later artworks was in the region of 18 guineas each. Working for the railways meant the obtaining of an artist's pass for free rail travel. There was no need to take up his pallet and walk. Despite the free travel, weather conditions could sometimes cause real problems. To accomplish a painting of Ben Nevis, Fred Donald Blake, one of the artists, took a train to Corpac. He waited 4 days for the clouds to lift, finally gave up, bought a postcard, went home, and he produced this rough artwork from the postcard. And later on, the railways produced the final carriage print. The late James McIntosh Patrick, a celebrated Scottish artist, mentioned that one of the difficulties with the carriage print paintings was the problem of composition because of the limitations imposed by the long length and narrow height of the artwork. It is an education to view the prints and see all the different watercolour styles used by the artists, from Leonard Squirrell's orderly and confident approach and Jack Merriott's enthusiastic yet superbly controlled washes of colour to Stanley Badmin's highly detailed paintings of bridges and viaducts where almost every branch in the trees appeared to be drawn. Most of the carriage panel artists excelled in their draftsmanship and drawing skills, the key foundation to good painting on paper, and a discipline that many feel has been somewhat lost nowadays. Here, for example, are some of Jack Merriott's sketches, produced on location for carriage print designs. Many later artists were directly influenced by the prints they saw in railway carriages. The late John Blockley became captivated by Jack Merriott's watercolours when he travelled by train in his younger years. He told me that he would even purchase a platform ticket at his local station, furtively board a train, hoping to study a Jack Merriott watercolour en route, get off at the next station and then travel back again. In the end, the artists were more than pleased to see their work appearing in these numerous travelling art galleries around the country, which contained a constant flow of public viewers.